Hi everyone, this is Kumar. Today I'm going to discuss about the TestNG, how to execute test suites and how to generate the reports using TestNG. This is what something I'm going to be explaining. Okay, so let me open this Eclipse team. I'm going to be creating a few classes now. So my first class name is test1. So test suite execution is nothing but team. We have multiple test cases on the different classes. Multiple cases on the different classes. So we want to execute all the cases, like have a class A and class B or class C. Almost I have 50 test cases, but there is a 50 test cases. I want to execute 50 test cases. Okay, as you know, we not at all maintaining all 50 test cases on single file. We're going to be taking different files. So if we have the test case on the different files, how to execute the cases? So this is something you have to know, team. Test suite execution with the TestNG. Okay, so I'm taking as a test1 is the class team. Inside the test1 class I have a 3 test cases now. Okay, thread test, public void tc1, I have another test case 2, test case 3. Okay, system.out.println. I'm going to be maintaining, this is the first test case team, second test case. Let me document something, this is out, second test case and third test case. Okay, so let me change the status team here, second test case and third test case. I'm going to be taking one more file team here, test2. The test2 having another few test cases at the red test, public void tc4. Okay, so this is having something say system.out.println, fourth test case. Copy, test case 5, test case 6. Okay, now my requirement is team here. I do have now, you observe, I do have a total 6 test cases. I want to execute all these 6 test cases team. So how can I execute this? If I run this program team, it will be executing only these 3 cases which are present in the test2. You might notice this. What's wrong here? I have only one got executed. Okay, so this is one of the future team. I haven't discussed about it. While running your test case team, if you got selected any of the one method, the TestNG providing this feature as well team, that specific test will be executed only the respective specs, test case. Let's say team here I have a TC4, TC5, TC6. Unfortunately I got selected about this TC6. So when I run the program team here, only TC6 will be executed. If I selected this, something like this, only TC6. Let me have a quick quick view here. I'm executing. Let me run the program. So see here, only T6 got executed. If I want to execute all these 3 teams, make sure that you don't want to select any of the test case here. Directly select the class name, it will be automatically execute all the 3. Perfect. But my use case is team here. I don't want to run the these 3 test cases. I want to execute test case 1 classes and test case 2 classes. So how can I execute it? Okay, this is the use case team. Every framework we have class 1. Inside the class 1 we have a few test cases, and again class 2 again we have a few test cases. Okay, in automation testing we not at all executing test normal individual test cases team. We want to execute test suite. Test suite is nothing but team collection of test cases. Test suite is nothing but collection of test cases. Okay, we want to execute collection of test cases. That's something known as test cases class 1 and class 2. Now let me run this program team here. If I run test1, it will be execute only test1 cases. If I want to execute test2, I want to execute only test2. But there is a situation team, I want to execute all my cases. So how can I execute that? That something is possible team with TestNG XML. TestNG XML team. So what is a TestNG XML? This TestNG XML is heart of the TestNG team. The completely TestNG is organized by TestNG XML. Okay, you can create a testng XML file team. Inside the XML file, you can place what are the classes you want to execute. Automatically, those specific classes will be executed. So now you might be have a question: how can I create a testng XML file? So if you want to create an XML file team, it's a normal way of creating a class. When you create a class, automatically it will be created testng XML file. So see team, so far we created normal classes. If you want to create a testng class with the XML file, don't go for normal class. You can go for a testng XML class. So right click, new. Here you do have another option team. You just select the other. From the other team, we already configured testng, right? So you have a testng option in your others. Just expand the testng. You have a testng class. Select the class. Click on next option. It is asking your class name team. My class name is something, let's say test2 already have it, test1 already have it. Let me make the test3. And I'm providing my my XML file name is team my automation suite. My automation suite.xml file. Okay, so if you want to create a testng XML file, the process here is, let me follow here. You don't create normal class team, you need to take a testng class. When you take a testng class team, automatically the testng is requesting you to create an XML file. So right click, new. From the new you have another option. From the other team, select a testng. Just drag here, you might be have a testng option. Testng class, click on next. So providing the class name is a test3 and XML file. XML file is team. I'm providing again my automation suite .xml. Click on finish. Oh my goodness, it's creating in a duplicate packages team. Just be with me. Let me delete all the stuff. XML file, and I do have a class as well here. That's it. Okay. So nothing in this team, just created dummy packages, no need to worry about it. So see here com.durgasoft WebDriver day 5. Inside this I have a test1 class, test2 class and test3 along with my automation suite XML. Okay, so inside this as well, I'm going to be maintaining few other classes team here. Something, let's say this is what I'm going to be maintaining TC7, and I applied something, say system.println 7th test case. Copy 8th test case, copy 9th test case, TC8, TC9, EIGH, 8th test case and something, let's say 9th test case. Now I want to execute all my 9 test cases team. If I want to execute all my 9 test cases, if I execute this testng class, it executing only these are the cases which are present in the test3 class. It's not at all executing all the classes. So how can I execute my all the classes? If you want to execute all the classes team, when you create a testng class, you also create about XML file as well, right? You just open an XML file team, just double click on this. This is what a welcome screen of the testng XML team. When you open this, you directly have something called XML suite, something we have it, and design view and source view. If you want to go for the programming level team, you just go for the source here. Inside the source, you need to do test suite execution, not from the design. You just go to the source. So see here, when you go for the source team, this is what the structure we have it. The structure we have here is team first, suite, under the suite, we have a test, under the test, we have a classes. Okay, this is what a basic XML, XML file syntax team. We have a first suite. So inside the suite, we have a multiple tests here. Okay, so suite is nothing but multiple test team. Suite is nothing but a multiple test. Okay, and inside the test we have a classes. Inside the test we have a classes. So classes is nothing but, sorry, test is nothing but multiple classes. Okay, you may have more than one class or one class. Okay, so basically we have, this is what something we have team here. Suite is nothing but multiple tests. Test is nothing but multiple classes. Test is nothing but multiple classes. Okay, so even you can maintain classes as well, multiple methods as well team. Let me document it now. This is what the structure we have basically. Class is nothing but multiple methods. Okay, suite, test, class. Suite is nothing but multiple tests, and test is nothing but multiple classes, and class is nothing but multiple methods. We have it here. Okay, now inside the suite team, I just have only one class. So if I select this team, if I select, what was the class I have here team? class and class name something package name come test3 class. You select the XML file. Okay, if you want to run your cases team, either you can run from the XML file or you can run from the classes. But if you want to execute test suite, you can execute only with the help of XML file. Select the file, right click, run as. You might be have an option called test suite here. You just click on this. When you click on this team here, 7th test case, 8th test case, 9th test case, all the 3 got executed. If I want to execute all my classes, then what I want to do is, you need to take this class names as a copy here. What are the classes you want to execute? Just place all the classes inside the XML. I want to execute my test1 class, test2 class, test3 class. If you want to execute all these 3 classes team, then you need to select my automation suite.xml, right click, run as test-ng suite. Okay, right click, run as test-ng suite. So TC1, TC2, TC3, TC4, TC5, TC6, 7, 8, 9, all the classes got executed. Let's see here, all the test cases got executed. Okay, so hope you clear team how to execute test-ng suite here. If you want to execute test-ng suite team, you just create a project. Inside the project you can maintain multiple test cases along with one XML file. If you want to execute a suite, you can take the XML file and run as test-ng suite team. Okay, so let me give you one more example here. I am going to be creating a new package team here. My package name is something, let's say com.durgasoft.webdriver.day6. Inside this I am going to be maintaining few classes team. One is login test. In this I have a login related cases. I have another class called inbox text. In this I have a inbox related cases. Then I have a sentimental text. Okay, so right click, new, other, from the other select test-ng team because I need an XML file. How can I get the XML file? When I create normally test-ng XML file name team test-ng class, then only I'll be getting it. So sentimental test, XML file, my Gmail suite.xml. Click on the finish. Okay, something goes wrong team in my machine, it's keep on creating a duplicate packages. Okay, no need to worry about it. That's it. So inside the login text team, I'm going to be maintaining 3 classes here. The first thing is @test public void tc1. So I have a test case 1 team here. Let me take system.println. This is first test case. Let me take this. And then it is second, and then it is third. A second test case and third test case. Second test case, third test case. Okay, so assume that this is what something, you know, login with the invalid username, login with the invalid password, something login with empty credentials. Assume that these are the test cases. Okay, just for time being applying as a test case 1, test case 2, test case 3 like this team. Okay, so then inbox text, let me go into this. I'm going to be maintaining few more cases here. Let me copy all the test cases from here team. Copy inbox text, place TC4, TC5, TC6, fourth test case, fifth test case. I'm repeating the same thing team here because you have to know this is something very important, how to execute a test suite. That is the reason I explain the same thing again. Sixth test case. And I'm going to take sentimental test here. Inside the sentimental test I have already testing XML. Let me copy this, place this one. So I'm going to be applying now test case 7 here and 8, 9. We already have all the test cases team now. 7th test case, the test case and 9th test case. I want to execute all the 9th test cases team, all these 9. So what I want to do team, I just open my Gmail suite.xml here. This is what something I have it. You just go to the test. Inside the test we have a multiple classes team here. You just paste the class names here. And what are the classes you want to execute? I want to execute first my inbox text or login test. So login test you need to apply. Then inbox text, then sentimental test. That's it, team. Okay, select the XML file, right? Select the XML file. This is something very, very important. If you want to execute test suite, select the XML file, right click, run as test-ng suite. Okay, now see, team, all the 9 cases got executed. So see here, something you might observe: login test got executed, inbox text and sentimental text. Let me open the console. So see here, all the 9 got executed. Okay, so this is how you are executing test suites, team. Okay, I hope you got a clear picture. Fine. Now just now we seen how to execute test suites. Now let me go with the next concept, team. Here, that's something very, very important. Expected interview question: how to generate a reports using test-ng. They might be asked about directly how to generate a reports using test-ng direct question, or else they might be asked about tell me reporting mechanism in your framework, or else they might be asked about once done your test case execution, so how you going to be satisfy your clients. This is what about automation testing status report. So you need to generate a report. They're going to be asked how can you generate a reports. This is something very, very important, team. Here you have to know how to generate a reports. Basically, as you know that test-ng generating HTML reports, team. Okay, we're gonna be take some third-party APIs help here. The APIs is, the first API is report-ng API, team. Report-ng API, the first one. Second one is, team, Goose API. These are three of the APIs, you have to remember this. Goose API. Third one is Velocity Deep API, team. Velocity Deep API. All these three APIs we're gonna be using to generating a reports. One is report-ng API, the second one is a Goose API, and third one is Velocity Deep API, team. Okay, you just download all these jar files, team. Here already in my mission I configured it, but I'll show you how to configure these APIs, team. Okay, just Google, let's say here report-ng jar download, report-ng jar download, team. You directly head over to this website here, report-ng download jar. Okay, so download report-ng 1.13. okay, so report-ng 1.13 is a jar. The first thing you need to download it, team. It is downloading the zip file. Second thing, Velocity Deep jar file. Velocity Deep jar download. Okay, Velocity Deep jar download. So this is what you have it. Okay, then third one, see, team, this is what Velocity jar. Then third one, team, download Goose jar file as well. Okay, already in my mission already I have all these jar file, team, but I'm just letting you know this. How can you jar file download the jar files? Download Velocity, download Goose. You will be getting all the first links, team. You just download all the jar files and add to your project. Okay, perfect. Now these are the jar files, team, already I have in my mission. Let me show you now. D drive, I have a jars folder. Inside the jars, team, see here I have a Goose 3.0 and report-ng 1.13, report-ng 1.13, Goose 3.0, and Velocity Deep something 1.4. Okay, so select this and right click on the project, build path, configure build path. Okay, so add external jars. You just stay here, directly go to the D drive, jars, Goose 3.0. First thing you need to add it, report-ng 1.13. The third one is, team, Velocity Deep 1.4. This is something very, very important, team. You have to know how to generate reporting mechanism. They might be asked you in the interview, they might not be asked in interview, but you have to explain this concept. So definitely everybody will ask about explain your framework in automation testing, team. While discussing your framework, this is something very, very important. How to generate a reports. Okay, so let me explain you now. So we added all the jar files, team. Okay, let's see here. If you observe this, your jar files, see here, Goose got added, report-ng got added, Velocity Deep got added, and in your test output folder, team, here directly we have a folder structure is default suite, JUnit reports, world. These are the reports we have it here. Only the other reports, right? Now, after adding the jar files, team, step one, add the jar files. Step 2, add listeners code in XML file. Okay, why we need a listeners team? Listeners means it will be listen each and every our event team, whether the test case is pass or something fail, it will be listen it. So we have to add a listeners code in the XML file. That listeners code also team, I am just googling, already I have in my mission, but I am letting you know this team. How can you do your own? That is the reason I am telling you here. Okay, you just come here, Google and say report ng listeners code. You will be getting this in XML file, a few links team here. You just copy the stuff, you can paste it in your XML file. Okay, so see team, here I already have the process. So this is what something listeners code we have it. You copy the listeners code, copy the listeners. In the listeners code, just go for an XML file team here. Inside the XML file, below the suit name, you need to place your listeners code. Below the suit name, place your listeners code. Okay, listeners code will be goes on the listeners tag team. This is something very very important. Listeners tag starting point, listeners tag ending point. Then we have a listeners classes. Okay, that's it. Listeners classes. Okay, select these classes team. Okay, right click my Gmail automation suite. Okay, if I execute team here, you might notice this here. Directly I have a default suite folder, JUnit folder, hold folder. But after adding these jar files, after adding the listeners code, I might be getting one more folder team. That's something known as HTML folder. Inside the HTML I have a reports team. Okay, so let me run it now. Right click Gmail suite automation. Right click, where is an option? Run option, test ng suite. See, all the 9 got executed. Now see team here, I don't have those folders now. Let me refresh my project. Right click, refresh. So you might be get one more new folder team in your test output folder. So see here, that folder is HTML. Inside the HTML folder team, you just open index.html. Open with web browser. So this is all about our reports team. You can open this something in the Google as well, on the browser as well, not in the Google. Let me copy this. So see here, I'm pressing directly on the browser itself. So see team, this is what our reports. So test results overview, test. So total we executed 9. So that is when we got 9 out of 9. If maybe any of the test cases fail, how it will be affected? Let me make my test case forceful and failing team here. I'm going to the login test class. Inside the login test class, I'm applying something forceful verification point here. Asset equals. Let me apply asset equals. It's got stuck. Just give me a minute. Asset equals thing. Test 1. So test 1 2 3. So test is not at all equal with the test 1 2 3 team. This is a kind of hypothetical situation. Okay, so see here team, if I run my suite, run as test ng suite, 9 runs, 1 failure. Go to the browser, just refresh your browser team. You might be see here, one of the test cases got failure. So total executed 9. Out of the 9, 8 is passed, 1 is failed. And if you click on this team, it will tell you why it is faced as well. So see here, java.lang.assertion error, expected test 1 2 3 but found test. That is the reason test case got failure here. Okay, so this is how you are generating a reports team. In the interview, they might be asked about this framework or reporting mechanism. This is something very very important. You have to know how to generate a reports. So give a direct answer team here. Report generation is possible with the help of only test ng, and we need to take the help of again report ng API, goose API, velocity API. These three are the jar files. We need to take this, and jar file names are very very important team. You have to remember report ng API, velocity API, goose API. Okay, after adding this jar file to the project, we have some listeners code. That listeners code we need to place on the below the suite name. So why we need to place the why we need to take the listeners code team? Listeners will listen our events whether the test case is pass or fail. Based on that, it will be talk to the reports. Whether the test case is pass, it will be print in pass. If the test cases might be fail, it will be highlighting on the red color. So listeners are very very important. After adding the listeners code, after adding the jar files, you just select XML file and run it. Automatically you will be getting the reports. Okay, they might be asked about why you are going for this report ng reports or test ng reports. Why don't you go for Excel report? Why don't you go for the Jasper report? They might be asked about these type of questions team. So for that also we have an answer team here. Why we are going for the test ng reports is, the test ng reports providing logs generation feature team. Within the reports you can generate even logs as well. Okay, logs nothing but team. So you can see what are the test cases got passed, what are the test cases we executed. Let's see, let me explain you. I am taking reporter example here. Reporter, perfect. So reporter is a class team. Inside the class we have one function called log function team. Whatever you documenting on the log function, it will be print in the as it is in the reports team. Now see here, we directly we just have a reports concept, and we have a directly normal test cases got overview and all the stuff, like you might observe passed and failed cases. I want to print my logs. If I want to print my logs team, then what I want to do? Okay, if I want to print a logs, then you need to take the help of other APIs. With the help of other APIs, you can generate it team. Okay, let me show you now. What was other API? Other API is reporter API. You just take in the reporter API team. Reporter something report equals to new reporter. You just create an object. Why we create an object team here? Because to use the functions of the reporter class. So inside the reporter class team, you just take this report.log. So this test case login with invalid username. This is case login with invalid password. Let us case valid username and valid password. Valid data. Okay, so we want to print what is the valid data. Let's say here string username equals to Selenium. I want to print this is in my username, so that's something you can print it. Okay, so now see team here, we have a options called reporter here. By using the reporters team, you can tell to the you can give a information to your clients. What are the test cases we executed? What was the data we have used it? Why the test case is failure? We can take the reporter API help here. Okay, let me run this again. I'm selecting this team here. My Gmail suite.xml here. Right click, run as testng suite. Right click, run as testng suite. So 9 and 1 failure team. So this is what the suite we have an overview. If I refresh this, you might be getting a log output folder as well team. Just observe here, log output. And it will be print when you click on this. So this test case is to login with invalid username, login with invalid password, login with the valid data, and username is Selenium. So our clients can easily understand by seeing the reports what are the test cases we executed and what is the test data we supply. So the clients get kind of an impressed team. So because of that reason, we have this logging capability in our testng reports. That is the reason we are going for the testng report ng reports. Okay. So they might be asking about the question, why you are going for this one? Why don't you go for some other reports? You can give an answer, you can give the counter to them. Boss, if you go for this, you have a logging mechanism or concept, so that clients can easily understand it. That is the reason I go for these reports. Okay. So team, I repeat you, today we just discussed about test suite execution concept. The first thing, how to execute test suite team. You need to take the different classes, then take an XML file. You can run from the XML file. First one. Second thing is team. Second thing, we discussed about the reporting concept, why we need to generate a reports team. Ultimately, after done with our execution, everybody asking about the report. This is a core concept of a automation framework. You're supposed to know how to generate a reports. That is the reason team here. I just now discussed about the reports concept here. Okay, this is something very important. Okay, so hope you got a clear picture team today's class. Okay, in the next class I'm going to talk about cross browser testing using Selenium or testing. Cross browser testing, and we have some of the annotations called groups parameter. Okay, and depends on parameters team. This is something very important. So these things I'm going to discuss about in the coming classes. You could damn sure enter questions team. Okay, hope you clear team. If you have any question, please post me. Thank you.